Hi, I'm Phil from Festool, and this is the Capex KS60 XL version. So now I've set up the Capex KS60 with these leg extensions. I can cut timber up to 4.8 metres in length, but also with the capacity 305 by 60 millimetres with this piece of material here. I can line that up to the pencil line that I've got along here, and of course on the side work with the LED light. So working with the KS60 to cut large section timber at 305 by 60 millimetres, we have excellent extraction and of course a really high quality cut. Not all cuts are going to be at 90 degrees. We also need to consider angles, and with the Capex KS60 we can work at 60 degrees on the left hand side, 60 degrees on the right hand side as well. However, what about compound angles? And with the KS60 this is really simple to achieve. So I can set the saw to 45 degrees as an example. And before I bevel the saw over, we can take the two fences away. On the back, we just need to loosen the clamp, push in the green button, and then this will go over to 45 degrees. But with the KS60, when I push the green button in again, we can now go to 46 degrees. And then lock it off into position. So now on the side of the saw, we can press onto the button here, and now I have the LED light showing exactly where my cut is going to be positioned. So working with the Capex KS60 means I can compound angles and we can achieve a really clean, accurate cut with this machine. But with the Capex KS60, we can also use this for other specialist applications. And on the side here, when I bring this lever down, I can now limit the depth of cut. So the head of the saw won't cut all the way through the material, which means I can cut housings. So it avoids the use of using any other machine. So I can make a door lining, for example. So for a piece of timber here, I want my housing to come to this depth. So I can mark it on the end of the timber. I've already marked in this position and this position where the housing is going to be positioned. So when the head of the saw comes down, there's a small radius part on the bottom where the blade won't go all the way through. So I can use a spacer block. This is 40 millimetres in width, and we can put this against here and we can use this as a false fence. So I can now bring the head of the saw down and I can turn the limited depth to stop button, and now I can either raise or lower the head according to where I need the housing to be cut. So working with the Capex KS60, we can use this for specialist applications, which means we can cut housings across the width of timber really accurately and of course cleanly as well. So from cutting large dimension timber, cutting angles and also cutting really accurate housings, the Capex KS60 has another trick up its sleeve. And this is cutting angles really accurately for internal and external miters with the angle finder. So with the angle finder, I can open this up. And so now I can find internal and external angles. So I can push this into a corner of a room against these two flats, and then I can turn this wheel, and now this will find the internal angle. But what about external angles? I can push the two aluminium profiles forward, and now I can go into where I need the position found for the angle. I can move this in the right place, tighten the wheel up, and then push these back through. Next stage is take this onto the Capex KS60, and there's two lines, one here and one here, and we can line up the edge of the angle finder, and now we can bisect the angle. The big advantage is I don't need to transfer the lines from a bevel to a machine and then hope the cut is right. This accessory for the KS60 and the machine do all the work for you. And here, the results speak for themselves. We have a really accurate cut, the angle was bisected, And so working with the Capex KS60 can save a lot of time just by using a simple device such as the angle finder. So working with the Capex KS60, we can cut 305mm, 60mm in depth, 60 on the left, 60 on the right, and of course a whole host of other applications as well. This machine saves you time and money, and of course with dust extraction means you can work in a really healthy environment as well.